exchanges in the world. That means they have a lot of customers, they deal with a lot of crypto. But what we can do is go over to DeFi Llama, which I will link down in the description, and we can look at the proof of reserves of these exchanges. That means that they cryptographically prove that they're holding all of the crypto that they say they are and that we put on their platforms. And so that's a good step. It's an industry standard thing to do. Kraken does this as well, although they're not on DeFi Llama. If you have a Kraken account, you can prove that within your account. Same for the other exchanges. It will say, do you want to prove that we're holding your crypto? And then you can see it. The only one that doesn't do this is Coinbase. Now, Coinbase are a publicly listed company. And so they have a lot of auditors and they do things a little bit differently. They don't do proof of reserves, but all of the others do. And that's just a little bit of trust there. But of course, we want to make sure that we trust these exchanges when we're putting our money on the platforms. And again, these are the 6 major exchanges that have been around a long time. And so I'm happy to put them in this video. If you're a new user to an exchange, they'll often give you some mix of sign up, deposit, and trading bonuses. It's going to be something like if you deposit a certain amount and then trade a certain amount, they'll give you some sort of bonus. And that could either be in Bitcoin, it could be in one of the exchanges tokens, or maybe a stable coin like USDT. This is going to change over time. I will link all of these exchanges down below so you can see the offers that are available for you when you're watching this video. For example, in the UK, this isn't allowed, so you won't get any bonuses. However, in some regions, the bonuses are great. And so I'll leave all of the details of this down below. I will also leave much more down in the description on who can sign up and use these exchanges. Some of these exchanges aren't available in all countries and regions, so I'll leave all of the details. That is getting money in and out of a crypto exchange. We've all gone to an exchange, wanted to make a deposit, and they say, sorry, we don't accept your fiat currency. So here is a list of the exchanges and what currencies they support right now. Now, this changes over time. Binance had Euro support, then they took it off, and then they brought it back again. So you'll have to check when you're watching this. But in general, what we have is these 3 at the bottom. So Coinbase, Crypto.com, and Kraken. These are very active in major markets and major currencies. USD, Euro, pounds, Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, and a couple of others. So they are very, very good and reliable fiat currency on-ramps in those kind of major markets. Now, Binance, Bybit, and OKX, these actually tend to be way better for trading crypto and the Web3 side of things. However, their fiat currency support is a little bit patchy. So just screenshot this and see whatever your currency is and which one is going to be great for you. But overall, the 3 at the bottom, great fiat on-ramps. The 3 at the top, slightly patchy, but actually are, for the most part, better trading systems and better crypto systems, in my opinion. If you want to make payments in and out of these exchanges, for the most part, depositing in is completely free, or at least the exchange isn't going to charge you anything extra there. You may have to pay some banking fees in your region to actually send the payment from your bank. Now, withdrawing, again, if it's free in your region, the exchange may not charge you any extra, or they may put like a $1 or $2 charge on there. If you're withdrawing via the Swift network, for example, those fees are quite high. You're going to have to pay that. The exchange isn't going to cover that for you. But without a doubt, making bank transfers in and out is without a doubt the best way. You can put in an amount of money. There are no other charges. It's usually just a flat fee through a banking system payment. Now, the other way that you can get money in and out of these exchanges is via a card, like a debit card. This is not recommended because the fees are so high. So you'll be paying a payment processing fee and maybe a currency exchange fee as well. And so the fees for cards in and out can add up to around 2 to 4%. So if you move money in and out, that's about 8% or so at the high end to actually move money around. And that's just too much. So always go for a bank deposit if you can. There are also peer-to-peer payments that some of these exchanges allow. That's when you actually make a currency trade outside of the platform and you use the crypto platform almost like an escrow agent. So you have an account and the other guy has an account and you actually swap money off the platform and make the confirmations on the crypto exchange, and then the crypto is actually exchanged. Not a lot of people like using this, and certainly it's for smaller amounts. So you really need to find an exchange that has good fiat currency on-ramps in your region. And that is why most people go ahead with what I call the barbell strategy, which is to have one of A and one of B. The reason being is that these are great fiat currency on and off ramps, but they have higher trading fees and higher costs for the most part. These don't have great fiat currency on and off ramps, but they have way lower trading fees and better trading systems. So what most people will do is have one of each. They deposit fiat currency onto this platform and they switch it into a stable coin like USDT or USDC. And that's a crypto version of the dollar. Then you can take that stable coin and basically put it anywhere that you want. You can send it over to these exchanges, you can send it over to a wallet that you're using, and you get better trading and lower fees, if you can use the exchanges. In any case, crypto exchanges do not charge any account fees, inactivity fees, or anything else. Completely free. So you may as well have a couple of exchange accounts and then you can use them exactly how you want. Fees of all these exchanges, and across the board, they are very, very competitive when you compare them to something like a foreign exchange app. So if you're using Wise or Revolut, or even worse, your bank, you're paying anywhere from like 50 basis points to maybe well over 100 basis points or 1% on your transaction. Crypto exchanges are way cheaper than that. And because of stable coins like USDC and EuroC, you can actually just make foreign currency exchanges on these apps now by using stable coins. And you'll be paying lower fees than anything in TradFi. So really, like I said, there are two different groups here. You have the low cost exchanges, and then you have the Western fiat currency on and off ramps that charge a little bit more. So what you can do is go to any of these exchanges and there'll be a fee card. Again, like I said, I'll list all of this info below and all of the fee data. So this is what it usually looks like, and there are VIP levels where the more you trade or the more you have on the platform, you get lower fees. But we'll just look at regular users for right now. And what we can see is on Binance, you actually pay this right here, which is 0.1% or 10 basis points. So that's on everything. When you make a trade, that's 10 basis points. If you buy and then you sell, that's 10 basis points. So every time you exchange, 10 basis points. This is super, super good, right? It's a very, very low fee. Now, on some exchanges, what you can also do is get cheaper fees by paying some of those fees in the exchange coin. So Binance, OKX, they have exchange coins, which are essentially just a coin that you can go ahead and buy. And if you pay the fee in that coin, you get a discount further. So you can see on BNB, if you use BNB coin to actually go ahead and trade, you get a 25% discount on your fees. And that makes the fees 7.5 basis points, which is incredibly low. Now, these tokens, you may not want to buy them, to be honest. They are crypto tokens, so they can go up and down in value, which means that your fees could actually go lower or higher depending on the price of the coin. But in any case, you can buy like $10 worth and then just go and pay fees with it if you want. So for the most part, the low cost exchanges right here, they charge you 10 basis points. That's going to be your starting level. From there, if you trade more, you get some discounts. And as you can see here, if you have a certain amount of the coin or you put a certain amount of money on the platform, you get some VIP benefits. The Western exchanges right here, they have higher trading fees. Coinbase is not good. It's 0.4 to 0.6%. Still, it's competitive with, Wise and Revolut, but for crypto, it's really on the higher side. Now, the thing with Coinbase as well is that they actually have two different apps that you can use within your Coinbase app. They have Coinbase, and then they have what they call Coinbase Advanced. Coinbase Advanced, this is the trading fees right here. If you use the normal Coinbase swap feature, which is super simple, you'll be paying a massive spread. You'll be paying around 1 to 1.5%. So always, if you're using Coinbase, make sure you go ahead and use Coinbase Advanced. And it's a slightly more complex trading system. I've got tutorials on all of these trading systems showing you how to get money in and out, how to use them. I'll link them all below. But definitely use Coinbase Advanced. Same for Crypto.com. The easy Crypto.com app, that charges a spread, and you'll be paying around 0.5% to around 1 or 1.5%. Now with Crypto.com, if you buy some of their CRO, you can get cheaper trading fees, and that comes way down if you want to buy that token. Also, Crypto.com have their pro version, which is known as Crypto.com Exchange, and the trading fees there start at 25 basis points to 50 basis points. So it's actually not that bad if you can use the Exchange app. However, that's not available for US users right now. Same for Kraken. Kraken have Kraken and Kraken Pro. Kraken may have higher fees. Go and use Kraken Pro. It's actually a different app for Kraken, but if you're using a web app, it's the same thing. Click Kraken Pro. You just go to the professional trading system and you pay way lower fees on your trades. Again, if you don't know how to use any of these, links below for all of the tutorials and guides. And want to send it out to your own wallet or to another exchange, you'll be using a blockchain to do that, and we have to pay the blockchain fee. The exchanges aren't going to cover that for us. Some exchanges actually add extra on top, kind of as a profit margin as well. The best for this are Binance, OKX, and Coinbase. They tend to have the lowest withdrawal fees for crypto consistently over time. However, network support may also be important for you. excellent support at Binance. They pretty much support every coin and every chain. So if you want to use one, it's probably going to be supported there. Coinbase support the major chains, but they don't have great support for anything else. And the others kind of come somewhere in the middle.